Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saeed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, viewers. Remember, we are live on Synergy Network Monday to Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. and we run the next day from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Remember that, viewers. Those of you who want cash, borrow, it's not a problem. Remember, I'm a licensed money lender. Contact my office. We could set up an appointment. Also, 4% on fixed deposit from Real Talk Financing, viewers. Remember that we are licensed to deal with money. We are licensed to lend. Remember that, viewers. Also, Real Talk Credit Union is encouraging you to be members of our credit union. We are located at number 14 Carolina Savannah Road in Shogunas and number 25 Cipero Street in San Fernando. So remember that, viewers. Real Talk Investment, Real Talk Financing, we are offering 4% on fixed deposits. 4% on fixed deposits. The good thing about this is that you're getting your cash up front. Remember that, viewers. Remember that. Always remember that. Real Talk Financing and Investment. So as we start off our program tonight, but just before we go there, you all saw the killing of the 6 individuals who did a home invasion. So tonight I want to congratulate the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. As long as you do the crime, you could do the time. And it's according to the crime you do. If you are caught in the act, you might get killed. That is the pathway you choose. So if you die on that pathway, it's nobody's fault. If police hold you in that pathway, it's nobody's fault but yours. So congratulations to TTPS on a job well done. to our program. Minister of Works and Transport Rohan Sinanan has confirmed that 3 contracts have already been issued for the removal and replacement of cable barrier along the Salmon-Hochoy Highway. When asked whether the guardrail works as well as the cable barrier, Sinanan responded, yes, they work the same way. They are installed all over Trinidad and all over the world. Asked when the guardrails would be installed, Sinanan said he would disclose that at a later time when all the arrangements were in place. The minister said they intend to replace 26.2 kilometers of cable barriers. He also mentioned that the ministry will identify hotspots where accidents regularly occurred. He also recalled that after being appointed Minister of Works, he was represented with an outstanding bill of $18 million for the maintenance of cable barriers. Several persons have since died along the highway this year. The latest being a businessman, Sachin and Ryan, who perished after their van flew off the highway and crashed into the Sipero River on August 5th. So Trinidad and Tobago, we are expecting to see guardrails being placed on the highway all over Trinidad. So let's just wait and see how this is going to work out. If it is a preventative measure or if it's just another barrier on the highway, I should say. But nevertheless, let's wait and see. The Ministry of Trade and Industry wishes to inform the public, and in particularly all scrap metal dealers, that the Scrap Metal Extension of Time Order 2024 extended all dealers licensed from August 15, 2024 to February 14, 2025. Congratulations to the scrap iron dealers of Trinidad and Tobago. Valid license previously granted under the Old Metal and Marine Store Act Chapter 84.07 are considered scrap metal dealers license, provided that the dealer complies with Section 39 of the Scrap Metal Act 2022. The extension will be the 4th since the reopening of the industry in February 2023 to allow existing dealers sufficient time to comply with the new legislative requirements. Scrap metal dealers are advised to urgently submit their completed application to the Trade License Unit within the extended time period, as the government intends to have the industry properly regulated. Meanwhile, the Trinidad and Tobago Scrap Iron Dealers Association President Alan Ferguson thanked the minister for hearing the association. So viewers, we want to congratulate them tonight on the extension from August 15, 2024 to February 14, 2025. Some good news there. So listen to this.
Well, first we want to thank them for hearing our call. We want to thank the minister and the people of the Ministry of Trade for hearing our call, because it's about more than 25,000 people who have been involved in this industry, and we're not like a shutdown again. So I thank them for hearing our call. That the whole month that we had to wait to export could eliminate, and we could be able to work constant selling our material, that the pile of material that we have in our yard will able not to be there because of the hold up that we had to wait for to load because of the inspectors. There's only 8 inspectors they have to furnish all these yards that they have all over Trinidad to able to export the material out of Trinidad, and that is causing a serious concern for us at this moment.
So viewers, Opposition Senator Wade Mark is questioning whether the valuators who came up with the rental value on which the property tax is based were licensed, chartered surveyors, and claimed that he heard they were unqualified. Mark called on the public to demand that the government discontinue the property tax. He stated that based on the current tax you are receiving in your mailbox via assessment notice from BIR to pay the high sum of money for rental. Do you know who are the valuators and how did they arrive at these rental valuations? Listen to this.
But this current tax that you are receiving in your mailboxes via assessment notices from the Board of Inland Revenue to pay some ridiculously high sums of money for some fictional rental value for your property, which you are not renting, and you are not receiving this fictional rental value. Imagine they are telling some of our citizens that they are receiving, based on this annual rental value, a monthly rental value for your property of $20,000, of $22,000, of $25,000. You are not receiving that. And they are taking decisions on the basis of that value. How did they arrive at your annual rental value? No one has told you. No one has shared that with the population. All you get is a notice from the Commissioner of Valuations informing you what they have estimated the annual rental value of your property. But who did those valuations? We don't have their names. We don't have their professions. Are any of these people chartered, licensed, chartered surveyors?
Wade said the penalties to be applied are draconian and unfair. He added that if you fail to pay, the government writes to you to threaten to impose penalty and charges that will continue to increase if you fail to meet the property tax imposed. Listen to this again.
And if you fail to pay on the 15th of September or by the 15th of September, they write to you, the government is writing to you, threatening you to impose penalties and interest charges that will continue to accumulate and mount if you fail to meet your property tax that they have imposed on you. So there's now a choice. There's now what is called a conundrum facing citizens, particularly retirees and pensioners. And this so-called deferment is a waste of time. You know that. It goes up to 5 years, and you still have to pay it. So that is nothing of value to the elderly and to those who are unable to pay, because you have to pay. And if you happen to die and I take over the property, I have to pay for you. That is the insensitivity of this particular dreaded property tax.
So Trinidad and Tobago, who owns your property? Ask yourself when you finish paying a loan for your property that you paid for 30 years, who is going to come and own your property now? After you spent 30 or 40 years paying a loan which you took to buy or build, when you finish pay off for that, if you fail to pay property tax, who's going to inherit your house? Who is going to inherit your house? Is it your grandchildren? Is it your children? Or is it the state if you fail to pay? Ask yourself this. And I have been telling you all along, since Clongenbert introduced this, don't be threatened. Because he made sure and exempted himself from property tax before he brought it down to you with a penalty. So are you being bullied willfully? Yes, you are being bullied willfully. You didn't commit a crime. You worked for your house. You pay a loan every month for your house. And if you do not pay property tax, what is going to happen? Your house is going to be seized and sold. You are supporting this? You are supporting this? Mark also criticized the process of objection. As he said, in many cases, the commissioner of valuation did not respond. The minister said that you have 30 days to object. But who are you objecting to? The same commissioner of valuation that sent unprofessional people to value your property? You have to write to the commissioner of valuation to record your objection. Mark further said that if you are unable to pay after 5 years, Dr. Rowley and the cabinet can seize your home under Section 41 of the Property Tax Act. Now listen to this.
You have 30 days or a period of time to object. But who are you objecting to? The same commissioner of valuations that sent unprofessional people to value your property, you have to write to the commissioner of valuation to record your objections. Your fictional valuation then travels a journey to the Board of Inland Revenue. And they then assess that valuation and then post to you an assessment notice telling you that you have to pay $6,000, $7,000, $5,000, $4,000, $8,000 by the 15th of September, or else penalties, interest, levying on your property. And you know what? If you are still unable to pay within 5 years, Dr. Rowley and the cabinet will seize your home. You want me to repeat it? After 5 years under Section 41 of the Property Tax Act, Dr. Rowley and the cabinet will seize your home, take your home from you and your family. because you have been unable to pay the draconian and dreaded property tax.
So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but remember, after this break, you can call 238-6716 to voice your opinion after this.
Become a member of Real Talk Credit Union, now located at number 14 Coroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas. Open a fixed deposit with Real Talk Investments and get 4% on interest with interest payment being paid upfront. Get in contact with us at 238-6716, 231-6219 or 339-1670. Real Talk Credit Union Cooperative Society Limited. Plant a seed today for a better tomorrow.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Real Talk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Real Talk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Coroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery. At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Viewers, is the phone line to call. Voice your opinion concerning property tax because you are the one that is going to feel it. You are the one that is going to feel it. Nobody else beside you. But you know what? You ain't get it as yet. You see, when you have 1 month and 2 months and 3 months pass, and you see somebody from Inland Revenue comes in front of your house with a truck and comes into your home and take up all your furnitures, appliances and go with it, then you will understand how serious it is. Then you would understand in 5 years you could lose your property if you don't pay property tax. Cost of living is very high. You have loan to pay. You're already sacrificing. And on top of that now, you might pay an extra 5,000 or 8,000 or 10,000 or 20,000 for the year. And you're already paying a loan, eh? If you fail to pay your loan on time, it's interest. If you fail to pay property tax, it's interest added on. So what are you really doing? Are you standing up against it or are you for it? Call a good night.
Good
night, Mr. Said. Great program as usual.
Thank you, my friend.
But I want, when the police perform well and they do good things, we must praise them.
Correct.
Tonight, I want to praise the police officers for emancipating those 6 no-good, waste of time, miscreant criminals from the face of this earth. And earlier on in the week, or over the week, I think they emancipated 3 also criminals. So, to the police officers, I don't only bad talk you and say bad thing about you, but congratulations to those police officers. God
Correct,
bless you.
yes.
And by next week, we want to see 10 more criminals be emancipated from the face of this earth. Anyway, Mr. Said, you are the only person in this country standing up and talking about this property tax and trying to get the citizens to understand and get their life proactive with what is happening with property tax. And I want to congratulate you. I always do. I want to congratulate you again tonight for highlighting that clip what Senator Wade Mack is talking about there. And that is the facts, So
it is the truth.
I want to congratulate you all for bringing this topic up and making the citizens understand. And from day one, Mr. Said, on your program, we have been saying this property tax is illegal. And you know that also. So the country now must unite to take them to court. And to the citizens, I want to advise you all, do not pay any property tax. This is illegal. And one more point, Mr. Said, to Mr. Rohan Sinanan. This Rohan Sinanan, the roads look at the highway, those 2 young men who died last weekend, those deaths are on your hand, Rohan Sinanan, because every exit on the highway, Claxon Bay, they want to Taruba Link Road, down south, it is poorly lit, it have a concrete block on the Taruba when you're going to exit. If you not careful in the night, you could run into that and kill yourself, There are no white lines.
Correct, no reflection.
Citizens, wake up and understand where these politicians and them, Rohan Sinan and that shameless fella. I wonder if his family is proud of him, You are the man in charge of this and in the country, and that's what you're doing, your fellow citizens, the country you have to live in, Mr. Said, great job. You keep up the great work, my brother. Take care.
Thank you, my friend. I will always continue doing what I'm doing. Always. Why are you paying property tax when you're paying a loan? This is your personal house. This is not a rental house. You're not paying a rent. You have to pay a certain amount of figures that the government is saying that you are collecting in rent. You are paying a percentage of that. Are you collecting rent for your property? No. If you have a residential property and you're not collecting no rent, this is the property that you're living in, why are you paying annual rental value when you are already paying a loan? This is not the United States. This is not Canada. This is not France. This is Trinidad. You are paying a rent for your property. You are paying a loan for your property. You have to maintain your property. And if you don't pay, the government wants to come and seize it. Is that right? Ask yourself that. Paula, good night.
Hi, good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead, you're live.
I would like to ask a question.
Sure.
I live in a complex with 8 apartments. Some got property tax to pay, and my apartment and 3 others did not get theirs. So what is our position if we pay late now? This is what I would like to know.
I understand what you're saying.
4 people, 4 out of the 8 got, and 4 of us didn't get. And we still wait hours, and I don't understand, as you rightly said, it's based on what? Some got theirs $550, some got theirs for $616, and they're all the same floor plan of 2-bedroom apartment. So I don't understand how it's being based on payments, on what you have to pay. So what is the next move you can advise me to do?
Well, if you don't get any, just don't pay. Because
But I hope when I eventually get, and if it's late after the date, you come on charge me and tell me they paid me. I had to pay
You see?
fees because I didn't get any.
now this is
3 or 9.
these are things that the government has not put in place. The thing is now, family, Colin Lambert wants to bully you into paying property tax. I told the nation that I haven't filled out any form. And I will gladly go to court. I will gladly, thank you for your call. I will gladly go to court with Colin Lambert. You made sure and exempted yourself from paying property tax. You are telling me I am paying loan for my house. My house is not up for rent, but you are assuming, Said, if you put your house up for rent, you might get 100,000 for the year. Out of that 100,000, I want 5,000. How the hell you could tell me you want 5,000 from money that I am not collecting? You ought to be a Dancy Dodo head. Is that another means of extortion? I'm asking. I am asking. Is the government extorting from you? Ask yourself that. You're living in a property. You're paying a loan for your property. Some valuator come and say, you know what, you could get $100,000 a year if you rent your property. My property is not for rent. This is my personal home I am living in. I am maintaining this structure. I am paying a loan for this structure. And this is what you all not understanding, citizens. Are you being extorted and bullied into pay property tax? Ask yourself that. Because the short man tells you, if you don't pay it, you will pay $5,000. Are they willfully extorting from you and then bullying you now and telling you if you don't pay, you will pay 5,000? No, that's madness. You're bullying the citizens. You create a law that would actually bully the citizens. Is this extortion in a legal fashion? You tell me. You tell me. This is real madness. Real madness. And we're not understanding it. How many of you are paying loan for your property? How many of you are working for under $10,000 and paying a loan of $7,000 or $5,000 for your property? You have children to go to school. You have bills to pay. You have groceries to buy. You have yourself to maintain, your family to maintain. You might have a small car you have to maintain. You have electricity to maintain. You have water to maintain. Talk. Call her good night.
Yeah, good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead, your life.
Sorry from Sunday, Gandhi.
Talk to me.
Saeed, I get paper, right? They never come here. I get paper. I check the box this season, I get paper to pay property tax. Saeed, I'm not paying. I do like what you're doing. I'm going to cut to them. Them can build my house. My house is not, this is not private property here. This is not a government speaker land. This is not a AGC house either.
Thank you.
You're supposed to tax AGC house people property tax. Not me. When I was building this house, looking for a bag of cement, looking for 2 workmen, looking for sand, where in bottom them was.
Correct.
I fighting them a war. I fighting a war. All of the buildings together. All of the together.
All right, my friend, take your time. Calm down, calm down. But citizens, I want you to understand that. The first thing Amber did, exempt himself. Number 1. Number 2, he brought a $5,000 penalty against you. Number 3, if you don't pay it, you will be penalized. And on top of that now, on top of that $5,000 now, there's an interest that is going to be added to your property tax if you don't pay. So you're paying an interest here on the amount, and then you are bullied to pay now $5,000 as a criminal offense you committed. So what is really going on? Is your eye open? Is your ears open to understand what is taking place? And when you don't pay your property tax now, what will happen? What will happen? According to the Revenue Authority that is coming on stream, your couch, your TV, your washing machine, your microwave, they're coming for it with a truck. They're coming for it. And understand what's taking place. Understand what is taking place. I, Saieed, have been saying this from the beginning. I am not filling out no form to pay no property tax. You want to go to court? No problem, we are going. And the same thing I'm saying here is the same thing I will ask Ember. Ember, did you exempt yourself? Yes, Saieed. Did you bring a penalty on citizens? Yes, Saieed. Is the revenue authority coming in to take property, people's stove, TV and fridge if they don't pay? Yes, Saieed. But is there a penalty going to be added to the property tax if I don't pay? Yes, Saieed. So ask yourself if you're willing to lose your property to the government. You're paying your loan, you're paying your electricity bill, you're paying your water bill, you're maintaining your children in school, you're going to work, you're maintaining the home. On top of that now, you have additional tax money to pay. Think about that. And if you ain't paying that, if you ain't paying your property tax, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, they're coming to clean out your house. Whoops, and you're gone. So we're going to tell now the people who you take out your 3 months for cash price for, the people who give you 2 years to pay for your fridge, where would I tell them? The people who give you 5 months to pay for your couch said, what you going to tell them when revenue authority individuals come and pick it up and go with it for your failure property tax? What you going to tell the appliance store? Paula, good night.
Good night to you.
Go right ahead, you're live. Busy volume. Yes, sir.
Property tax that you're talking about, right? And I want to tell you, that the opposition, the law doesn't want to get involved. Because I cannot see people who take the time, build their house by themselves and build up the place it's supposed to be. And come and tell me now, I have to pay a rental value for my property each month. I live on scale, I live there for 8%. You understand? And the people policy and understand that it's time that they should break up and give them people a last following 4 years. Right? You cannot save yourself. You understand? Because at the end of the day, no man to women and them, and rally and them, and Hines and Mr. Rowley and all them people in there. Then they just stick because you can't tell me the commercial buildings and them. You're telling people that the rich must be paying the property tax. But the poor man must pay. Because you know why the poor man must pay? Because they don't stop the poor man. The people in the country have to understand that this administration is about expression, and they're going to continue doing that until we get rid of them. Not all part of the world. And you will see protests taking place. And I wish and I hope and I pray that when Mr. Rowley then calls the next time, you must never ever going on protesting. You must get it and get it in the right way and let the people on signal and tell the PNM that you don't want them. You understand? This is neck thing. You don't want that. Just call me the and say, I win. Like a more moderate win. You don't want that, my brother. So I'm putting this country in notice. I'm putting them on notice that it's time that we should get up and get rid of these people then. Because these people don't care about the profit level. What happens in this country? More than taken to get that compensation, something like that. And we become National Security Minister. You know, the man who wants to go with Ola, you understand, talking with last stupidness. We had this junior minister for local transport to guy. When he told him, he said he country, he's for the help with the crime because he told him in the ministerial work. Yeah, last time I hear him talking, and he's talking about people boys. Them for them was nothing. They were going to pocket. And about himself, my brother. Because I am a gentleman first for you. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, my caller. Trinidad and Tobago, I need you all to open your eyes. I need you all to open your eyes and understand what is taking place. $10,000 a month you're working for. Okay, let me use a random thing. How much a government worker working for? A corporation worker have? About 6,000 a month. 3,000 a fortnight. 3,000 a month, a corporation worker. $3,000 a month. Okay. Let's just say a corporation worker working for $3,000 a month. That's 30 days you have to survive on $3,000. You have light bill to pay every month now. You have groceries to buy. You have your kids to send to school. You have a daily, a weekly, and a monthly expense in your home. You go down by a furniture store. You take out a TV, you take out a fridge, you take out a microwave, you take out a couch set. You're paying one figure for the month, for 5 months or 6 months or a year. Add to that now, you have your market to make on Sunday morning. You have to give your school child or children money to go to school. You have to maintain yourself. You have to maintain your wife on top of that, if she's not working. You have to buy clothes. Paula, good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead, your life.
What happened, my neighbor blocked the entrance for the water to run out. He plant key, he throw concrete, and he have a weed drain full in the back. 2 of them dead in the ready with dengue. I went in the regional corporation, but the man in charge is them family. So they're doing nothing. They come and they're doing nothing.
Thank you, my friend. So imagine that, viewers. Imagine that. And when the evaluator come now and evaluate your property, you could get $100,000 a year in rent. So I have to pay the government a percentage of money that I am not collecting. Are you willing to pay the government a percentage of money that you are not getting and they assume that you are getting? Corporation worker, almost $4,800 per month. Almost $4,800. That's like $2,400 a fortnight. Imagine that. Eh? You think about that. $5,000 a month, let me see. $5,000 a month. Let me roll it off to $5,000 a month. Caller, good night.
Good night. Calling from Tobago.
Welcome, Tobago.
Saeed, don't care what we say. These people don't care about us, you know. These people willing to see us turn vagrant in this country and around, willing to see us turn vagrant. These fellas worse than these mosquitoes that inject Kenya, you know. Saeed, may God help us all, and we have to stand up and fight back. Thank you.
Yes, my friend, we have to fight back. Corporation worker, $5,000 a month. Let's roll it up to $5,000 a month. Director, you're working for $5,000 a month. You have a wife. You have 2 children. Both of them going to school. You have a TV bill to pay, a fridge bill to pay, a couch bill to pay, a microwave bill to pay. 2 children to see about, the wife to see about, electricity bill to pay, water rate to pay, grocery to make, market every Sunday. You might have a little vehicle, you have to maintain if you hire a vehicle, you have to power traveling money. And then you may work a number of years with a little help. You take a little loan through the bank. You're paying a loan for your 2-bedroom house. How the hell you going to pay Trinidad and Tobago? How the hell are you going to give the government cash on a percentage of money that they say you could get? And this is your only property you have. Are you all settling for this? If you don't pay your property tax, they're coming to take your TV where you're in an appliance store. They're coming to take your couch, you're in Johnny's store. They're coming to take your fridge, you're in Harry for that. They're coming to take your stove, you're in Henry for that. So when they come and take up all your appliances from your house now, what you going and tell the people that you get 6 months credit on? Or a 1 year credit on? What you going and tell them? What you going and tell them? Run back the Revenue Authority clip for Medina. Yeah, that's one the Revenue Authority coming out with. I want a little listen. We're talking property tax. I want a little listen. If all I feel I lying, all I listen to this clip.
After 3 months, the taxes, remember I told you the due date is September 30th. After 3 months, if you don't pay, the board, there's power for the board to exercise distress, to come and seize your chattel item, to sell to cover the taxes.
Wow.
Right? I'm not too sure, working on the Board of Inland Revenue then, they never used those provisions. There were sort of provisions like that, they never did. But remember, I know the TTRA, the Trinidad and Tobago Revenue Authority, should be coming on stream, and I think they would want to be more compliant. So those, but there are all those powers for the Board of Inland Revenue. And after 5 years, if you don't pay the taxes, the law provides, the Property Tax Act, they could sell your property to cover the taxes.
Trinidad and Tobago, you all just heard that? You all just heard that? I want a little understanding, you know. I taken my time tonight and I explaining to you all what the property tax is all about. For some of us, at $300 a month, we can't afford it. For some of us, 10,000 a year, we can't afford it. Valuators are telling you you could get 5,000 a month for your house. This is my private property. I am paying a loan for this. Where am I going? Why are you telling me I could get 5,000 and want to tax me? How do you call that? Is that extortion the legal way? Come on, Trinidad and Tobago, ask yourself that. Did the government went to Parliament to bring out a law to extort from you the legal way? Ask yourself that. On top of that now, you are being bullied to pay. You are being bullied if you don't pay. You commit a criminal offense. I want to let you understand that. I want you all to understand that. Let it sink in all your head. So we're moving along tonight. Minister of Agriculture, Kazim Hussein, has urged Praedial larceny squad officers to be kind and understanding to farmers as they do their work. He said the increase in the fleet of vehicles represent a major step forward in efforts to agriculture sector. Listen to this.
We are sending a message out there to those lawless, abiding citizens who just want to come and take the people crops, and they also want a man take his time, his family, and mind a cow or a goat or a sheep, or even chickens, and they just want to come and take them.
Now viewers, recently, vehicles have been added to the Praedial larceny squad. 9 vehicles. Now, listen to this, Listen to this, Scotland also welcomed them, saying they will help to better protect the agriculture sector. Well, listen to this.
Members of the squad, I see you here today. We have provided the equipment, the tools for you to conduct patrols, to conduct surveillance, to arrest and prosecute. Because the only way these persons, the perpetrators, will know to stop is by deterrence.
So Trinidad and Tobago, in a statement, the ministry said this enhancement will significantly boost the squad efficiency. Caller, good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead, you're live.
Yeah, I would like to highlight something on your show.
Go right ahead.
We had the ground report that the so-called people come out to march and whatnot. They cut off that. Right? That is one. Number two, we have like what the president of the president to be, Mr. Trump, who got a sheep. So somebody better be careful in this country.
Thank you, my friend. President of the Fire Service Association, Keon Guy, is warning that the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service is on the brink of absolute and total collapse, as many stations have no suitable truck and a lack of personal protective equipment and adequate resources has led to dozens of officers being injured in the line of duty for the year. Now listen to this.
But the Fire Service Association finds itself in very familiar territory. In fact, the information that we've shared is not new, and we have been speaking to it for many years now. We find ourselves again as the bastions of truth in a matter that affects the national security of Trinidad and Tobago. We believe it's our duty to report to the public, who ultimately are the ones that we account to, as to the readiness of the fire service to respond to the demands of a developing nation. And unfortunately, the information that we have to share with the public is not a good one. The fire service is in dire state, and we need a lot of assistance from the Ministry of National Security. So if the minister's statement is indeed accurate, then I would suggest that the minister reaches out to the association and meet with us, something which he has not done since we have taken office for the past 8 months.
Paula, good night.
Hello?
Go right ahead, you're live.
Yes, Mr. Said, good night.
Good night.
Yeah. Our problem is that for a long, long time we haven't seen the regional corporation workers coming and cut the grass on the road. Neither are they cleaning the drains. Now the drains are clogged. Long grass overtaken some of the main drains that are supposed to carry the water.
What area is this?
St. Augustine South.
St. Augustine South?
Yeah. And when people report and ask for somebody to come, nobody coming. I don't know if they don't have workers for this area. If people don't get paid to do their job, I don't know what's going on.
So the...
And mosquitoes. You got endless mosquitoes.
What corporation is responsible for St. Augustine South?
Tunapuna Regional Corporation.
So the Tunapuna Regional Corporation workers, they are not attending to the needs of St. Augustine South.
Right. And the water, oh God, it remains so stagnant and black. If you see, and then when the rain comes, everything just rises up and flooding the road and everything.
I understand. Thank you so much for highlighting. So with the chairman of the Tunapuna Regional Corporation, please send some workers to St. Augustine South and attend to the needs of the residents. Please do that. Otherwise, you will be highlighted again. Caller, good night. So viewers, staying on the fire service. However, Guy said that is not true. And the fire service only has 19 breathing apparatus sets for Trinidad and Tobago. Now listen to this again.
The Chief Fire Officer also noted in his press release that they have procured breathing apparatus sets. And Marlon, unfortunately, that statement is absolutely divorced from the truth. The fire service remains with 19 breathing apparatus sets to be circulated amongst the officers within Trinidad and in Tobago. The problems are not new, but what has changed is the scope and severity of it. Before, we talked about 1 or 2 stations without breathing apparatus sets or appliances, or a situation where some stations may have an inadequate number. But now what we're seeing is the entire island of Tobago without any breathing apparatus sets whatsoever. Those officers were forced to face a multi-million-dollar fire only a few days ago, less than a week ago. And those officers combated that fire without access to this critical component, which protects the respiratory system. We will see both short-term and long-term impacts of this inaction and callous statement by the Chief Fire Officer. And it hurts me and pains me to actually say that. But it is indeed callous, and it's a slap in the face of all the officers that would have been hospitalized as a result of smoke inhalation or treated on fire scenes over the past 8 months as a result of the lack of this critical component. And in fact, to myself, who received severe burns to my face as a result of not having this equipment. So the Chief Officer and the Minister of National Security needs to tell the public what the realities are and ensure them that they have the competence, both of them, to resolve these issues in a timely manner.
Caller, good night.
Yes, hi, good night.
Go right ahead, my friend.
Saeed, I want to touch on 2 things, right? First thing, right? This whole fire service issue you're talking about, right? You tell me if this making sense. We're the only country I feel in the world that's open a fire station and have no fire truck in the station. You tell me if we ain't joke stupid in this country now. Right?
We foolish.
A big ceremony, ribbon cutting and things, and they don't even have equipment in the building. They open an empty building. You tell me how nice and how pretty that has looked now. It has looked real good, like real intelligent. Eh? But here it is. I wanna touch on this property tax thing you're talking about, right?
Go ahead.
So we are the issue now where they want people to pay to live in their own property. I have a deed in my name. I pay for that. I build my property. I pay VAT on everything I buy to build my property. Now I have to come and pay an annual rental value. Now you tell me if that's making sense, right? I read an article where the HDC rack up a bill of $500 million, right? And that was last week, the article in the papers, eh?
Correct.
How much is HDC could rack up a bill up to $500 million and nobody will question the minister that's running HDC, the housing minister? Tell me something. They have people from PNM constituencies, I want to be blunt, from PNM constituencies that's getting home improvement grants. When we talk about this thing now, home improvement grants, right? These people go in and apply for a home improvement grant. Now, you don't have money to improve your house. When you get annual rental value, how are you going to pay that property tax? So who is this going on pull the treasury for who to benefit here? That's the question I want to find out here tonight. Because it is fair to certain people, you work class people, that sacrifice, like yourself, who does work 16 hours a day, and have to put on your business day, and then they come and just jam you with tax for you to go and pull the treasury, for them to take the money and give it to other people free. That making any sense to you, Saeed? You tell me. I talking to you. You tell me that making any sense.
I ain't paying no property tax. I've said that from the beginning.
I am in the same boat with you, right? Now, when Coleman would raise gas the last time, you know he did talk about gas charge.
Yes.
Gas charge since 11. You ever see anybody who have a car where they just go and pay and get, they just hand them the car and get free gas in the gas station? You ever see anybody like that? I don't know, I never even see on that government. I never see anybody in my whole area have a food card where they can go in the grocery and swipe a card like when Kamala was there. And you go and you get your little groceries, 800 groceries every month. And I see that for the last 9 years. I ain't hear nobody talk about food card.
Correct.
I ain't hear nobody talking about gas card. And you want to tell you what's the shocker too? I read an article today on the papers where it tells the Tobago Chamber come and say that they're going to assist the PTPS by fixing his vehicles. Yeah, let me tell you something, boy. The CPPS really had to be shameful, and the finance minister too, because all this money they're spending on this water project. Down in Sando, you wanted to boost $100,000 just to brighten up Harris promenade so people could walk in style. And then all your own CPPS vehicles, all you do is money to fix all your own vehicles to fight crime in Tobago, boy. You tell me what.
I understand what you're saying, my friend, but I do apologize for cutting. We are on time here tonight, but I understand everything you're saying. Again, I do apologize. So viewers, our rerun of this program is tomorrow from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Synergy Network, and I'll see you right back here for another live episode of Real Talk with Saieed Ali on another night.